What if the most popular giant tortoise in the pet trade was never meant to be a pet at all? Imagine a creature that can live for more than a century, grow to the size of a small coffee table, and dig burrows so deep they can change the landscape around them. That's the African spurred tortoise, a gentle giant native to the southern edge of the Sahara Desert. In recent years, it's become one of the most sought-after reptiles in the exotic pet world. But behind those soulful eyes and slow, deliberate movements lies a story of ecological disruption, illegal trade, and a species quietly vanishing from the wild. So how did an animal built for survival in one of Earth's harshest environments become so threatened by our desire to keep it close? Let's start with the tortoise itself. In the wild, the African spurred tortoise, also known as the sulcata, is a master of endurance. It thrives in arid grasslands and savannas, where temperatures can swing from scorching days to chilly nights. To survive, it digs elaborate burrows, sometimes 10 feet deep or more, to escape the heat and regulate its body temperature. These burrows don't just shelter the tortoise. They create microhabitats for other species, from insects to small mammals. In many ways, the sulcata is an ecosystem engineer. It's also incredibly long-lived. Some individuals have been known to reach 150 years old, witnessing changes in the world that span generations. But over the last few decades, something shifted. As the exotic pet trade exploded in popularity, the sulcata tortoise became a star. Its docile nature, striking appearance, and relatively low cost as a hatchling made it irresistible. Social media flooded with videos of them roaming backyards or munching on lettuce. They were marketed as low-maintenance, family-friendly pets. But what most new owners didn't realize was the sheer scale of commitment and the hidden impact of their purchase. The problem begins with sourcing. While captive breeding of sulcatas has increased, a significant number of these tortoises, especially adults and wild-caught individuals, still enter the trade through questionable channels. In parts of West Africa, local populations have been decimated by overcollection. Poachers often target nesting females and eggs, disrupting reproductive cycles that are already fragile due to habitat loss. In some regions, the tortoise has disappeared entirely from areas where it was once common. Then there's the journey. Smuggling networks transport these tortoises in horrific conditions, stacked in suitcases, stuffed into crates, or hidden in vehicle compartments. Many don't survive the trip. For those that do, the stress leaves them vulnerable to disease, dehydration, and shell damage. Even when they arrive in legal pet markets, their origins are often murky. Papers get forged. Export quotas are ignored. And once they're sold, the real challenges begin. Because here's the reality. The African spurred tortoise is not an easy pet. That tiny, palm-sized hatchling sold in a pet store. It can grow to over 100 pounds within a decade. It needs space, a lot of it. Indoor enclosures are rarely enough. It requires specialized diets, UV lighting, humidity control, and temperatures that mimic its native habitat. And it lives longer than most of its owners. The result? Rescue centers and sanctuaries are overflowing with surrendered sulcatas, many of them neglected, malnourished, or suffering from metabolic bone disease due to poor care. But the impact doesn't stop there. When these tortoises are released into non-native environments, whether intentionally or by escape, they can become invasive. In places like Arizona, Florida, and parts of the Caribbean, feral sulcatas have established breeding populations. They outcompete native species for resources, damage crops, and alter soil structure with their burrowing. A species struggling to survive in its homeland is now seen as a pest elsewhere. So what's being done to protect them? Conservation groups are working to strengthen international trade regulations under CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. Local communities in Niger, Chad, and Senegal are being engaged in protection programs, offering incentives to safeguard tortoises rather than sell them. Breeding facilities focused on ethical, sustainable practices are slowly reducing the demand for wild-caught individuals. And education is key, teaching potential owners about the lifelong responsibility of caring for a giant tortoise. But the truth is, the fate of the African spurred tortoise rests in our hands. Every time someone chooses a captive-bred tortoise from a reputable source, or decides not to buy one at all, it sends a message. Every time a sanctuary is supported or a wild population is protected, it gives this ancient species a fighting chance. The African spurred tortoise is more than a pet. It's a relic of a wild and changing continent, a quiet giant that has walked the earth for millennia. It deserves to thrive in the deserts it calls home, not just survive in our backyards. Have you ever encountered an African spurred tortoise, in the wild or in captivity? Share your experience in the comments, and if you want to help protect species like this, subscribe to Rare Species for more stories from the front lines of conservation.